What's up, guys? Back at it again with another Fallout 76 video. Today I want to talk about MINERVA'S next sale, which starts on March 12th and ends on March 16th. It's at the White Springs Resort. And this week is actually the super sale. So basically the super sale, Minerva has everything from the first sale, second sale, and third sale, which I will put on screen right now. And she basically sells everything all at once from these three sales. So yeah, basically in this video I just want to go over all the stuff that she's selling and kind of give my input on what you should put your gold towards. But yeah, if you guys found this video useful in any way, a like, subscribe, it really helps the channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Alright, so starting things off, we're going to go over sale number 1 items. That consists of the Cattle Prod, Facebreaker, Gauss Minigun Gunner Sights, Gauss Minigun Tesla Dynamo, the full Secret Service set, Symptomatic, Chemist Backpack Mod, Farmable Dirt Tiles, Gauss Minigun Tesla Capacitor, the Super Reactor, and the Warglaive. So, with that being said, right now is a great time to go and get Secret Service armor. If you haven't already gotten it in the game, now would be a good time to go get it. Another good thing is the Chemist Backpack mod. If you are running a junkie build where you need chems, now's the perfect time to go and get that. Also, the Symptomatic, it's a good camp buff item. The Super Reactor isn't necessary, but if you have a camp that takes a lot of power, whatever it is, Super Reactor is pretty good. It's not necessary. The Warglaive, in my opinion, I wouldn't get it. I've never found it useful in a melee build. Cattle Prod, I would not recommend getting that. And the Gauss Minigun mods, again, if you're running a heavy build and you don't have all the mods for the Gauss Minigun, now's the time to get them. And then the last thing on the list is the Facebreaker. And I personally, I have it. I use it with my melee builds. I recommend it. I think it's an awesome weapon that you can build your character around if you wanted to do that. There's other alternatives in the game for melee weapons, but it's definitely one to look and see if that's what you want to do. Moving on to items from the second sale, we have the Auto Grenade Launcher Blood Eagle Paint, Floater Nasher Grenade, Grocer's Backpack Mod, Scavenge Solar Panel, the Stringler Heart Set, the Dynamite Plan, Gauss Pistol Plan, Resistant Lining Secret Service Under Armor, and the Treated Lining Secret Service Under Armor. So the items that I would say hold off on are the Floater Nasher Grenade, the Auto Grenade Launcher Blood Eagle Paint, unless that is something that you run often and you care about cosmetics and how you look in events. I'd definitely hold off on that. And then the Dynamite, and also the Scavenge Solar Panel. That's kind of a waste in my opinion. There is some good uses. It's quiet, so if you want a quiet camp build, I guess that would be a good use for that. But other than that, it's kind of pointless. Great things on this sale are, of course, the Stringler Heart Set. It's still a very durable, good power armor in the new meta. Not the best, but it's still solid. And then the Grocer's Backpack mod. This is a great mod to have, depending on your build for the backpack. If you're running a food-heavy build where you constantly need food all the time, this is great for that. It reduces all the weight by 90%, so that really frees up your inventory if you're having to constantly carry around food around the map, around the game. And another good thing to look at is the Under Armor, the Secret Service Under Armor mods. If you don't have these already, and if you need Under Armor, if you're running regular armor and you need Under Armor, now's the time to get them. They're cheap, So now's a good time to, possibly look at those, see if that's something that you need for your build. And then, of course, there's also the Gauss Pistol build, Gauss Pistol plans, which if that's something that you've been thinking about getting, if you haven't already gotten it, and you're interested in, running a pistol build, small weapons build, now's the time to look at that. It's a pretty good gun, but, sneaky build, it'd be good for that. But, yeah. So you have all of those, the paint, again, that's if you're interested in cosmetics, go ahead and get that. I'd say the Dynamite and the Floater Nasher Grenade, just don't even consider those. Don't even consider the solar panel unless you're trying to go for, your camp, a silent build or something like that. And then, of course, your Stringler heart set, power armor set, which, of course, is great. That's something great for, if you can't get Union power armor, that's something to possibly invest into. Okay, so our third and final list of items that will be available is the Chicken Coop, the Chinese Stealth Helmet, the Secret Service Jetpack Armor, the Secret Service Pocketed Armor Torso, T-65 Overdrive Servos, Warglaive Cryo Blade, Chinese Stealth Armor, the Gauntlet, Secret Service Pocketed Armor Limb, T-65 Medic Pump, T-65 Stealth Boy, and the Warglaive Plasma Blade. Okay, so with the items that we have here, again, we have some really solid picks. If you're running a stealth build, Chinese Stealth Armor, you have the option there. If you're running a melee build, you have Warglaive mods, which again I would not recommend, but that's just my personal opinion. And you also have the Gauntlet, which is a pretty solid melee weapon that you can build around. The other items, the Chicken Coop, again, that kind of depends on your build. If you need fertilizer to make explosives, there's definitely an option there. That's something to look into. And then your Secret Service mods. The Pocketed Armor Limb, the Pocketed Armor Torso, and the Jetpack. Those are all solid mods, and if you have an AP build and you feel like a Jetpack is something that you need, well, now it's cheaper and the option's there. That's definitely something to consider. Personally, I don't use the Jetpack. I just have Marsupial, and that's good enough for me. And then the Pocketed Armor Torso and the Service Pocketed Armor Torso, those are definitely mods to look at and see if that's something you want to put on your armor. And then you also have the T-65 mods, which, in my opinion, right now, the T-65 just drops down in terms of usefulness in the new armor meta. Now the best is Union, Strangler, and Hellcat. So now I've started using Hellcat more, so now I'm starting to put my gold and time into upgrading my Hellcat armor. But the T-65 is still a pretty solid choice. At the end of the day, play whatever power armor you want. Getting these mods, they're cheaper. Medic Pump is pretty solid. I wouldn't go for Stealth Boy, and then the Overdrive Service is also a pretty solid pick. So yeah, these are all the items that Minerva is going to be selling this upcoming, or as of now, the video is out, the current sale that lasts from March 12th to 16th. If you found this video useful in any way, I would appreciate a like and sub. If not, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.